Not how the human body.
Ew.
You don't know. Maybe he ate the chest fruit.
Could such a thing be found?
Yes, dude. The chest
Megan.
fruit. If you get your hands on the chest fruit.
Oh my God, guys.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Volume 1, the anime and manga podcast where we review the first volume of a brand new manga each week. But today, it's part 1 of our East Blue Saga. My name is Captain Buggy Balls Michaels, and today, as always, I am joined by...
Magnion Perrine.
Cody. Jolly Decker.
Jolly Decker.
Could use some work.
Thank you for tuning in. You guys did it. You made it happen. 500 votes, 500 thumbs up in a week's time, which led us to hoist our Jolly Roger high and start on our East Blue journey. If you're new to our volume duns, how we split them up is usually by like arc. So this will be the East Blue arc in 3 parts. Part 1 that we're covering today. It's hard to read with this clown nose on, by the way. Part 1 will be covering volumes 2 through 5, chapters 9 through 44. So, read along with us if you haven't already, or reread along with us if you have. It's going to be a fun journey. I'm excited to talk about it with you guys. You guys watching and listening, and you guys sitting across from me. I have a lot to say.
It's interesting that you cosplayed as a senator.
Oh,
It's interesting
you picked up on it.
that you couldn't read your notes because your nose was too big, and it is bigger than the one you usually wear.
That's really mean.
I mean, she's right.
If it was
a joke.
bigger, then how would it fit? How would this nose fit over it? Ever think about that?
No, why would I ever think about
Why
that?
would I
Ever think about that?
plausibly no?
Anyway,
What scenario?
I have another packet in front of me. I like to go all out. I like to prepare for these things, and I like to, I don't want to miss a beat because this is such a fun story. I do want to know before we start getting too deep into it. Cody, this is his first foray into the One Piece world. Megan has dipped her paws in before, but I think this is where the first time she's going all in. So, oh my God.
Hey, who the hell are you?
Sorry.
Oh,
That was scary.
That was weird.
So before, and you don't have to go into the specifics because we're going to walk through everything right now, but like, how are you guys feeling? How was coming back to this and how was going a little bit deeper? Because I know maybe some of us had some reservations about continuing this series, which is why I'm glad you guys made it happen. So how are we feeling now? We feeling good? We feeling happy? We feeling ready? Because I'm excited.
I'm feeling happy. I was kind of sad that I had to stop reading, and I'm like, okay, I have to wait.
That's a good sign.
Because I got introduced to one of the best characters. I don't know who could get better, honestly.
Wow.
I don't know. I honestly did not. I was talking to my cousin about this character, and I was like, yeah, he looks cool. My cousin's like, you don't understand. Like, he's my favorite character. I relate a lot to him. And I was like, okay, yeah. And then I'm just reading. I was like, this guy's so fucking good. Like, he's like my favorite out of all of them right now, I think.
Yeah, I want to ask you guys by the end, like who, so far as we progress, like who your favorite characters are, because some of my favorite characters who I thought were my favorite after rereading turned out to not be anymore. Cody, how are you feeling going into this?
Well, I have a friend who would tell me about stories that happen in One Piece.
Mm-hmm.
And he did mention that the same character is being the highlight for him.
So did you feel any hints of that as you were reading this portion?
I mean, it seemed like he had the most depth.
Okay.
Some of them already started getting turned into jokes.
See, I didn't really feel that, but I have some questions that I want to ask you guys at the end. And I guess it's time to just jump right in. Jump in the ocean and get this done. Where we left off was with Luffy and Nami. They had finally and barely just met. And right away, we're letting on very key aspects of Nami and her character and who she is. She's a thief, number 1, but number 2, she's also got some baggage when it comes to pirates.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Nami, this reread, this time around, I didn't feel as if she was I remember the first time when I read about Nami that she seemed more conniving or more she was more strategic in a way where she was trying to get what she wanted. But this time, I saw her heart. And it wasn't It wasn't. You know what I mean. I'm not talking about. It's not a joke about her, bosom or anything.
Yeah. So like, I know that the character designs do change because they get older, right?
Well, they get time goes by and then they change outfits and stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
No, they change outfits as time goes on.
Some series don't. Okay. Your energy's freaking wild right now, dude. It's like wild how you speak to people.
What? We started this day and you're like, get him, Megan. When I asked her if she liked my shirt, and you're like, yeah, take that.
Because you said what you always say, and I was just so happy that someone flipped it on you because it doesn't feel good when you say things like that.
It's a joke.
Doesn't feel like it. And people are supposed to laugh, not.
That's why I'm glad you took off your makeup and you're wearing your real face.
Yes.
To show people.
I finally feel like me for the first time. Shout out to all the jokers in the Discord. All right.
Okay, yeah.
So,
Nami, I don't know. I'm not, obviously I said my favorite character so far is another character, but Nami in these couple chapters, like, I get that she doesn't like pirates, but it kind of just gave me that.
Well, no, you gotta pay attention. Here's one thing I will say going forward. We're gonna hit a point where I haven't read any farther than, and so right now, currently, like I've read past this. So what I will say upon reread as well is pay attention to like there are little things. Like one thing that One Piece is really does masterfully is our callbacks to like chapter 2. Like when you get to chapter 100, they're referencing something in the back of a panel that you saw in chapter 2 or something like that. So with Nami, it's like right now it's like paying attention to what she says and how she reacts to certain things, especially certain things that she finds later when we meet Johnny and like I think his name is I'll find it when we get there. But how she reacts to like bounties, how she reacts to like news. So just like pay attention to those things going forward. I think it's going to be very important, and it's going to feel like it's more of a reward when you find out why people were acting the way they were acting, which is another thing Oda's doing here. Even when we get to a point where we meet another character, like his subtle touches to character that add so much to who they are outside of the reason why they're doing the things that they're doing. But these, like with the glasses, the character moments, these little, this body language, these little nuances to the way they move that really characterizes them very well. Cody, how you feel about Nami? You like her or what? She's pretty hot, huh?
I mean, she hasn't really stood out to me yet for doing anything. She seems like the bits that she have are like pretty humorous to me.
Yeah.
But
she is funny. Like her interactions with Luffy, because he's just so like, I don't want to say dumb, but he's just like, she's like, it doesn't make sense, like, you idiot. I do like their interactions together, but yeah, she's definitely not my favorite out of the crew so far.
And then Luffy is suffering from a similar thing that I experienced in Kaiju number 8, which is like when they just like do a combo, and I'm like, oh, aren't you new to this? And I'm like,
Luffy's been training for years.
They like skipped.
Yeah, but he even had a physical change in appearance from child to teenager, so it's not like maybe we just didn't get to see it.
Well, like, that's why I said it's a similar thing to happen in Kaiju number 8.
No, but in Kaiju number 8, he kind of I don't even know if
no, they skip a 6 month.
They skip 6 months, but even 6 months is not a long time. Years pass for Luffy to be able to master these techniques, and I'm glad that we get to be surprised by them, as opposed to like seeing them all be revealed because they're just fun and new.
Okay, well, my opinion is
this is what a conversation is.
Yeah, it's you cut me off and then talk about how much you like it.
Well, it's because I feel like you're already getting a little defensive about the series, and sorry if I feel the need to have to like stick up for it.
When I compared it to a series I like.
It's just that you have a way.
So
Megan, you're gonna wipe your real whiskers off if you keep doing that.
Because in Kaiju number 8, where it is like a combo attack, and I'm like, the thing is, I assume he trained in that.
Yeah.
Like when it's an older character like Zoro, and he does a thing, I'm not like, it's not the same feeling at all. Because I'm like, oh, well, I already know that he's like well established in fighting and everything. But with Luffy, I'm like, oh, like I guess he also trained in fighting.
I mean, your opinion's your opinion, but I'm just like, I guess I'm trying to get to the root of like why with that character specifically that matters to you.
Well, it feels empty when I see like a combo, and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess he trained in that. I have no way of really like, I don't feel like it's not like oh, cool.
Doesn't feel earned when Luffy does it for some reason.
Yeah.
To you. Okay, Megan, how do you feel about it?
It's cool moves, bro.
I love it. The creativity, the uniqueness. Are you okay?
Sorry. Yeah, I do like his. I do like the fight scenes with him because everyone's just always shocked about his ability, and their reactions are priceless.
Yeah,
every time it's hilarious.
I do like the idea of like what I see so far is this devil fruit kind of gives you a specific cartoon power.
I mean, they're all very, and this is just from what I've seen, they're all very just like fun, silly. There are like very heavy themes and moments, but especially later on. But from the fruits we've seen so far, and even the villains, they're just silly. And
he has like he basically acts like a cartoon character, like then the damage he can take, and then the villain is like, oh, like that. It's very like, I mean, this is very cartoony, and that's the charm of the fights, especially.
Does that mean you like it? Just kidding. But yes, and that is the charm to this series. I love it so much. Nami. Now here's where we meet my guy, Buggy the Clown.
My guy.
You know, and this is a panel that has always stuck out in my head forever. The way he's sitting, the posture in which he's drawn in that chair.
Mm-hmm.
You know, his body language, it conveys everything about him. He's a badass, but he's also a little arrogant. But he's also, I mean, it's just so cool. On top of his character design, just being so fun. And the last episode we talked about, what his devil fruit power would be. And I think, I can't remember, you said cannonballs. It's not his devil fruit power, but he does use his buggy balls, which we see.
Which are those different than cannonballs, or he's just like, and I'm going to call these buggy balls?
You know, I think, and this is all speculative, but I think there is either something in them that makes them more they're just more powerful than an average cannonball, from what I could gather. But that's just me. But
yeah,
who would it
kind of decimate? Well, I mean, a cannonball would do that too, but it's just decimation, like
no breathing. Don't give a anyway.
If I
wow, okay.
I'm playing around
Josh.
today.
Yeah,
would it be wrong?
You really are.
Huh? Would it be wrong or would it be right?
Oh, see, that's where my knowledge of the lyrics stops.
Man, I thought we were
gonna do a thing too, and I let you down.
Damn, maybe it happened again.
I should have taken the hint that we were moving on.
And but who would have figured that he has the same ability that we saw in Suicide Squad a couple weeks ago, where he can literally detach parts of his body, and the way that was revealed when he confronts Nami, Zoro, and Luffy is so awesome, because we have that moment where you think, and I don't know if you guys
thought it was
bought
force
into
powers.
You thought he had the force?
Yeah.
Did you buy into when Zoro sliced them up? Did either of you fall for that?
Yeah, I don't know why I was so easily believed it. I was like, oh, okay, that's funny that he just immediately got down by Zoro.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, he did that. I was oh, it makes sense. Why did I believe that so easily?
It's a cartoony ability, but I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
I think it's fun. Did you like the reveal of that?
Yeah, I fell for it too, because I still don't know how much death is a thing in this series.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're going to be like, at what point they're going to be like, and then everyone dies. And you thought, and then he's going to be told, like, you thought pirating was fun kid stuff. And then they're like, oh, that's when the story gets really dark.
Is that what happens?
Stories like this can take a turn at any moment. And I'm always on guard for those.
Yeah. I love Buggy, man. And I don't think this is a spoiler either, but Buggy is someone that we get to see. More than when we see him here. I won't say like how, in what way, and what capacity, but he doesn't just go away.
Oh.
And I love that about this world. Like, it starts to feel like you're collecting this cast of characters, and you get to like pop in on them from time to time. And especially if you get like attached to someone, it's just cool to see like how they, go on to do whatever they end up doing.
I also completely understand how this story can go on for so long.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is like, so it is like episodic, but then that episode is like 3 volumes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then they'll do stuff, and then like they only mention the one piece at like the end of like volume 4 or something.
Yeah, I mean, it really does feel like vast. And I think when Nami's explaining the Grand Line to Luffy and how it's like this like piece of land, right? And then the Grand Line is a current or something that surrounds it on an axis or whatever. But how basically they're gonna have to end up traveling the circumference of the entire world, and so that's where you gotta get it let in on the scale too. Like, oh, this is gonna go on forever. But yeah, and I feel that too. And I also really like this town that they're in too, and the idea, speaking of treasure, that like treasure to a lot of these characters doesn't have to just be like gold or riches.
Yeah,
sometimes it's the friendship you make along the way.
Absolutely. Some people, their treasure is their hat. Cody, what's your treasure if you had to say?
Honestly, I really like my shirt, and
yeah, it looks really bad when you get close up to
it. It does, because they don't make official merchandise for it. So,
Megan, do you have a treasure?
Caffeine.
Oh wow, your treasures are.
There is a real treasure hunt.
My downfall?
Yeah, your treasure will be your downfall.
No, it's healthy.
Okay. Cody, what were you gonna say?
There's a real treasure hunt anyone can go on right now.
There was one in a book, an old children's book that was real too.
Oh,
yeah.
Maybe it's the same one.
Like
Maybe
the Goonies.
Not like the Goonies, but
it was a World War II or I soldier. He like found out he had cancer, and so he like put all of his money into gold coins, and he buried it into a treasure chest, and he just wrote a
children's book.
He wrote a poem
that
and then he also wrote a book that like is about the poem. And he says like this gives you instructions on how to find the treasure, and that's just out there. I think he said if no one, but then he like went into remission, so he said like, oh, if no one finds it in like a year or two, I'm just gonna go get it, because he thought he was going to die, and now he's like, oh, that's all my money.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
I think we're talking about two different things, because the guy who I read about, he put it in a children's book. It was also real, and it was like some sort of like gems that he was hiding. And people actually found, they've all been found.
Damn it.
Yeah, they've all been found. But I bought the book, the children's book, and I like tried to decipher it, and it is like crazy.
There's a guy who like, it was in that town of that author, and he went insane trying to find the treasure.
Oh wow.
Where he lost his job, his family, and everything. And like in the movie, that's the guy that like would hold the kids at gunpoint, and then they'd be like,
yeah.
You know what? Let him have it. And he goes, really, kids? And then he he like slips and falls and dies, and then they get the treasure anyway.
Did he have a happy ending, this guy, in real life?
No, he ruined his life. He went to jail.
Yeah, I wasn't happy.
Because he broke into the author's home and held him at gunpoint and told him to.
Maybe his treasure should have been something else. Like
it should have been friendship.
Yeah, it should have been friendship. And then he would have had a better life.
What people don't know is the when you open the treasure chest, it's just 2 mirrors.
That would be great, actually.
It would be so mad.
And there's a little parable later about treasure chests and empty treasure chests that I want to kind of unpack with you guys. But
how about
Unearth?
Unearth.
Yeah. Megan, you got one?
No.
All right.
No, I don't have one. Come back to me.
So yeah, right here we get the gang sort of starting to come together too. We see, and we're going to kind of be moving around because it's a lot to cover. It's kind of cut into subsections. Like you get your Buggy like mini arc within the East Blue arc, and then you have your like Usopp, and then you have like the beginning of like your Sanji.
Yeah, and then the weird treasure chest man.
Yeah. That's like a little parable, right? And I got parable vibes from that.
Yeah, I don't know but it's like an Usopp fable.
Usopp's fables, that's a thing.
Yeah, I mean it's not, but but I mean the Aesop, yeah.
Yeah, but Usopp, I like it. It's
I was really nice. Like I can't hold it anymore. I gotta let this pun out.
Yeah, you should just go to the bathroom next time.
Yeah, you can just cut away from me.
So Zoro shows up, right? So we already said that he slices through Buggy, revealing who he is. There's this moment where, to prove her loyalty to Buggy and his crew, because she, this is again like, and I love how we're introduced to Nami's character, because she's, like I said, conniving in a sense. Like she's going to use Luffy to her advantage. When she finds out he's kind of an idiot, she's like, well, he can still be of value to me by tying him up and giving him to Buggy, and telling him that this was the guy that was behind everything. So to prove her loyalty, Buggy's like, all right, well, just kill him then. And of course she can, and she even goes so far as to like, because they point a cannon at him.
Yeah.
And she even goes so far as to like stop the flame with the palm of her hand. And that's when like Zoro shows up, and Zoro, we think whoops ass, but doesn't. And it's so fun to see how like everybody handles this situation, because they can't get Luffy out of this cage. So Zoro just ends up like, because he flips the cannon, shoots it at the crew, and then it's like, I can't figure out how to get Luffy out of here. So he just hoists the cage after one of Buggy's disembodied arms has like sliced through his fucking
he's
gut.
hurting.
He's hurting bad. He like, with the weight of the cage, just like starts gushing even more blood. He's like, let's get the fuck out of here. Which was a fun fight. It's still a fight, so there's no point in going like beat by beat. Yeah. But it was a fun fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like these characters together are so funny. Luffy's just in this cage and he's like, okay, and he's like trying to get away, and I'm like, these fucking pirates, they're so entertaining. They're rapscallions.
Scallywags.
Blow up a whole city and just be like, peace.
Now I have a feeling that Megan's gonna want to like kind of go off a little bit, go off Queen on this.
Oh, what?
Because after we get exposed to more of the village and they're hiding, and we find out that like Nami took the keys and is trying to meet up with them, they find a little dog. A little dog.
This fucking little dog, man. This shit was so funny, first of all.
Yeah.
Second of all, sad as fuck.
Sad.
And just that panel of him, like, before that, we see that guy, the lion guy or whatever.
Well, he's coming after him. Yeah.
Oh, he comes after?
Yeah.
Oh, then.
Moji.
How does it?
Moji the lion tamer.
Oh, Moji, that guy. I was like, what the fuck is that,
awesome,
dude?
Awesome, just like fun character.
And he's like, why do you have that on your head? Anyway, yeah, this dog, he's known in the town and he's guarding this specific pet store.
Yeah.
And you don't know why, and then you find out that his owner is just dead and that's his job now. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? These little moments of like just like heart-wrenching stuff.
Yeah, you're gonna say it. Yeah.
Futurama.
Yeah, it felt like that.
What?
That's
the saddest episode.
Yeah. Which I'm sure this came first, maybe.
Probably.
Oh
yeah, I guess that would matter.
You ever seen that like classic episode with the dog and Fry and I mean, if you haven't seen it, I don't want to give anything away.
Actually, nothing happened.
Yeah.
But it was, I mean, because they tried to recapture that like 10 seasons later when all the writers left, and it was just like, oh, well, you can just see the huge difference in like them trying to make you care and them assuming you already do.
Yeah. No, I got huge Futurama vibes. It doesn't matter which one came first because we talked about in our last episode, like if things can be inspired by.
Yeah, it's not in a negative way. I mean, dogs do this kind of stuff.
But what I liked about this compared to the Futurama thing is that it's played for an emotional moment, but it's like the mayor, who's also like such a fun character. Yeah. The mayor's like, I don't think he's dumb. Like I think he knows that what happened to his owner, but he's just here because it's all he has left of him. And I think that was a little different.
I'm unclear on if dogs understand that people die or not.
Yeah, I don't know. I just learned that bees could sense time. The passage of time, yeah.
Did we watch the same thing?
Probably.
Yeah. Because I just found that out too.
So now I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when they're like even if you like turn the lights off, they know exactly what time it is. And like, how, and they're like magnets or something.
So if they could do that, then
that's
dogs
the answer
have
for migration of like bugs and like birds are like, I mean, they can detect magnetic waves.
If they can do all that, then dogs have to be able to sense stuff. I think cats can sense stuff too. I don't know. I'm not saying that they're like intelligent necessarily, but they definitely have instincts.
Did you just call dogs unintelligent?
Yeah, I did. Bunch of fucking idiots. Dogs
stop!
Just kidding.
Yeah, maybe Clown Josh will have to retire after this. Oh, even your laugh.
I know, what the fuck?
Never again. But yeah, Moji the lion tamer comes after him, the dog, the keys. It's so cute because Nami drops the keys off to Luffy, and Luffy's like going to grab them, and the dog just eats them. And he's like, "You're not getting out." And yeah, Luffy starts choking the dog. The dog starts biting him through the cage. It's very funny. And then Moji the lion tamer kind of comes out,
and he was just looking for a dog. He was just looking for pet food.
Well, no, he was looking for them. And then passed by the pet food shop, and the lion was like, "I'm hungry," and probably you would have been too if you were there. You would have been like, "Oh, perfect, a restaurant."
Yeah, for fine dining.
Fine dining at this pet store.
Yeah, so good. Can you give me a la carte?
Yeah.
Kibble?
Do you guys sell kibble here? Because I'm hungry.
I'm
in pirate times.
In pirate times, it would make more sense.
Yeah. You would be like, haha, and then you would just be eating like
pirate
pig fat.
I would be eating pig fat?
Yeah. Jesus,
it's like bacon, so.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'm not, okay, why'd you say it?
You said it like an insult. I just for the record, am insulting you.
What the fuck? How long?
Just for like the past minute.
Oh, I mean, look, I used to eat. I mean, I don't even do it at all. And that's not which is what I think you never stress. is that I don't do it anymore.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna get back into this. We can have
just
a whole
watch
hour
the episode
discussion.
where we talked about Cody in the Spy X Family. I think part 2 video where we talked about Cody eating dog food.
Where they had a weird, unrealistic scene with a character.
Yeah. But
super weird.
Moji doesn't mess around. Moji ends up getting into it with the dog.
Moji, he's beating the shit out of
he's a villain.
Dog. He's just like, the dog's like, arr, arr, arr.
Yeah, that was good.
That's exactly what the.
I was like, no, leave him alone.
And the dog's like holding his own. I mean, he's getting fucked up.
But he is.
The fact that he's alive at all, fighting a man and a lion.
A lion, especially.
Yeah.
And then he takes it a step too far, Moji. And he sets the pet shop on fire. And there's that like crazy panel of just the dog sitting there looking at the
barking and
shop in
and you
flames.
see a tear, and I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. And this is where Luffy's already been set free because the lion has like bitten him out of the cage and then like thrown him into a building and he's sort of like passed out. A lot of people sleep and I love it. I think it's so funny. Zoro. Fuck.
Well, that's the thing is I saw.
It's also crazy too. I just want to say, I know people are going to say things about the names, but in the versions that I bought, the official versions, it says Zolo. I'm trying to make an effort to say Zoro, but just know if it slips, that's the reason.
Oh yeah, because in the Q&A, he says it's based on a character whose name was like it was like, oh, their name could either be Zolo or Zoro.
Well, he was talking about too. I think I read that
the pirate he was based off.
Yeah, but I think it was more for like Roanoa or the first name. That's what I got.
Yeah, so the name it was based on, like the L's and R's are interchangeable.
Yeah, and it's so hard to keep track of it because even when I'm going and like writing my notes, it's like, okay, I have to remember Zoro. Even though in the official translation that I am reading, that I bought, that's the box set, that is up to, it's not a reprint, but it's up to date because there's Boruto ads in the back of it, so it can't be that, it can't have been reprinted that long ago. It still says Zolo. So
all I know is that Zolo, he's getting another simp in the army because.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say yellow.
Oh, dang it.
I think you said that in the first episode.
I think I did too. I don't want to read.
You're simping for him hard, huh? Is he? I'm gonna ask you at the end of the episode, so stay tuned. But who ought to rank the characters we met so far? But he's up there for you.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
he's hot.
He's super hot.
Yeah,
and he's
only
confident.
Get better. He's confident. He's funny.
Yeah, dude, he's got it all. He's kind of the whole package.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I can kind of squeeze in there too. But yeah, so. There's that moment. It's so sad.
Fucking adjusting the nose and looking
like
at the
tie.
nose. Yes. Yeah. What is on the agenda today?
Oh yeah, it keeps falling off, and I keep sorry for the audio listeners if I keep trying to if you keep hearing me sniffle because it's like kind of cutting off my circulation.
Yeah, just no audio listeners. It's worth it for the visual effect.
Yeah, it's probably you've probably tuned out already if you're just listening. But so yeah, this like throws Luffy into a fit of rage. And what's really cool about this moment is that we've already seen Nami, she set her motives and she said that I don't want to work with pirates. Pirates are scum. Pirates are horrible people. I actually need 100 million berries because I need to buy, I want to buy this village, right? It's already a little, and pirates also, she's mentioned have taken something she cares about. Yes, Cody.
Is there this isn't a nitpick. I'm genuinely asking.
Okay. Hey. Okay.
Why are they called berries?
I think it's just an in-world current name for their currency. I don't think it has a reason.
Oh, it's just because there's a story where they called them boxes because it's based on the monument that's depicted and it just looks like a box. So the slang is you call them boxings.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know if it's they call them berries because they have fruit on them or something or.
I can't recall even seeing any official currency, but yeah, maybe that's something we'll find out later. But I don't know. I don't have an answer to that. Comments? Let us know.
As a currency slang is an interesting world building thing that I've grown a fondness for.
Yeah. I do always appreciate a good name for currency when it's been at least they've put that thought into it.
Yeah, because it's look, I don't know why we call it cash.
Yeah. Or pennies or dimes.
Where we say cold hard cash when it's cash is paper.
Yeah, it's really I mean that's just the etymology of words. That was a word I was looking for episode ago. And I just found it.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll just edit that back.
Yeah, we'll edit that back in. We'll take the YouTube video down and edit it back in. But yeah, so this is already a little hint into Nami's past and why she feels the way she does. But what this moment does so well is it takes Luffy because he sees what happened with the pet shop on fire and he grabs the only thing left, which is a box of dinner for Cody, pet food, dog food, and he puts it in front of the dog. And this is where Nami sees like, oh, this guy is not like other pirates, which he's a pirate in name, but
he's not like the other pirates.
He's definitely not like the other pirates.
No.
But he's also like not just like, I don't know. He seems to be very set on like pirates can create their own way. And he seems to be more on the like Shanks exploring side of being a pirate than like the Buggy just greedy for treasure. And like he's looking for the One Piece, but I think he's looking for it for the adventure and for the title. Like he doesn't care about the actual, like, I'm sure he doesn't care about the actual like money.
No.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's definitely not. I don't get that from him at all. I mean, Nami for sure always like, that's my treasure, give me my fucking money, because she understands, but he's like, Shanks, I'm coming to get you. That's what he cares about the most, I think.
Well, even with that thing she said too, it's clear that like, oh, Nami isn't just someone who's greedy and wants to keep all this treasure for herself. I mean, it's played like that a lot, and I think that is a part of her character, but it's also because
she wants to buy the island.
Yeah. She has something that she's like fighting for, or wanting to achieve. But anyway, very, very beautiful moment. I keep holding my papers like way up here. So going through it, because this is where a couple big fights happen, and they're really fun, and we could talk about like how they're portrayed, but to go beat by beat again is just going to take forever. So Luffy ends up defeating Moji, and that's when he gives the dog the food. The villagers are starting to worry about everybody, and then the mayor tells this like beautiful story about like how the village even came to be in the first place. He's like, when we got here, it was nothing but forest, and we worked our asses off. Like the old heads here built this village, And he's like, I'm going to fight for it. And as soon as he says that, just like a cannonball wipes out almost all of the village.
And he's like, oh, fuck. Zoro was in there sleeping.
Oh, yeah.
And then he's just like, what happened?
Yeah. And that's where, we get to see another cool Luffy move, because he fires a cannonball at Luffy, and Luffy does his like gum balloon move and just like fires one back. I mean, this guy can take bullets. He could take cannonballs. He could really take anything except blades. It seems, right?
Very true.
That's part of why I'm like, you trained in doing that.
But I mean, at least, blades are a very common thing in these times. So it's not like, and he can't swim. So it's not like he has handicaps for sure. He's not just like all powerful.
Yeah, I like how they're able to like have him like taken out of fights sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It is just a thing like he had that locked and loaded, that plan.
Yeah. He does get knocked out a lot. I mean, Zoro gets knocked out a lot from loss of blood. It's very interesting how they toe the line between like, sometimes you see people get the crap kicked out of them and then keep fighting, but then other times like they do make a point to say like, I've lost too much blood. Like, I'm just saying like where they choose to like.
There was later on one guy, I'm like, you definitely died from that. And then he's like, oh man, my head hurts. I'm like, no, you're dead.
You're dead
from that.
You should be dead.
Yeah, it's always fun, but it is interesting to see like when they choose to like give it real world consequences, and when they choose to like just for the sake of the story like make the consequences less. But anyway, so this is where the fight between like everybody kind of gets their own villain, right? Because we meet Kabaji the acrobat, or Kabaji the acrobat, who's like on a unicycle, and he's also wields blades. He fights Zoro, and then Luffy and Buggy kind of split off, and then Luffy like knocks the mayor out because the mayor's like going crazy. He's like, I have to defend my village, and Luffy's like, this guy's gonna get in the way.
Yeah, I know.
And so
he's just like, can you not?
Yeah. He just like whacks him.
He bashes his head and knocks his teeth out.
Yeah.
I was like,
you don't have to go that hard, Luffy.
Oh, that can ruin your life.
You gotta do what you gotta do, Cody.
Yeah.
I'd do that for you. To protect you.
Well, I have dental insurance for at least 2 more months, so
there we go.
And the fight is cool.
After that.
But what's really fun here is we get to find out again how big the world is, but also how many people are connected, because Buggy knew Shanks, and they were actually on the same crew together. How was that reveal to you?
I really liked it.
Yeah,
I always like those little moments in like in a vast world where it's like, it's so big, but it's not that big, and you're like, oh, that's cute. And his whole story with how he attained the fruit and how he ended up like eating it, and how he's like trying to psych people out. I was like, this guy has always been this little trickster, clowny guy. And I there's also funny character moments when he's like mad that people are calling his nose red. It's like, you're literally called Buggy the Clown.
Well, I mean, but don't make fun of him, dude. Don't call. I mean, it's like
okay.
A clown doesn't have to be. Some people call me a clown sometimes, and they can call me a clown without body shaming me and my nose.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's where you wanted to.
Yeah.
Go with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
The fucking nose.
And it keeps sliding off. It gets worse and worse.
Touching it. Yeah, I did like that. I like Shanks more and more every time I see him. I'm like, oh, I hope they do get to reunite someday.
Yeah. Yeah. I love Shanks, dude. He's got like that same explorer energy that Luffy has. And Buggy just cares about treasure and literal treasure. But it was funny how we got to see like how he ate the devil fruit. And how it was like an accident, and he just wanted to steal it and steal this map, and he just like choked on it.
Which is pretty smart.
He made a fake one.
Yeah.
Ate that, and then he was like, now I have the real one, but I'll have to store it in my mouth. That way they don't see that I didn't eat it.
Well, no, he ate the fake one, right? Like you're saying, and then he was behind the crates, and he was just holding it, looking at it. And then that's when Shanks pops up and he's like, "Hey man, what are you doing?" And he's like, "Oh fuck!" And he like threw it. That's when he threw it in his mouth. And then he's like, "Whoo!" He walked away. He left. And Shanks is like, "Oh yeah, I forgot the captain wasn't seen." He's like, "Oh fuck!" And he like swallowed it. But it's so funny. And this is something we might have said in the first episode. But having a devil fruit power, I don't give a fuck. Take away my ability to swim. I want a chop ability. I want a gum ability.
It seemed like he was the only he specifically was even in a situation of like, oh, now I can't do this thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like I really don't see like they don't have it being like a huge disadvantage most of the time.
Yeah.
I think it's only like brought up once where like Luffy is easy to drown, like Nami like just pushes his head into the water. I think that's the only time I've seen that be exploited in him. Usually, like no one even brings it up as like, oh, we should draw them towards water. We should do this. I think everyone should eat the devil fruit. The fact that they're like, oh yeah, anyone who wants this thing that gives you powers, go ahead and eat it. And the guy's like, I'll do it. Young kids, they don't realize you're not gonna be able to swim, dumbass. Yeah. And then he's like, he can like just move his entire body around and.
Well, Buggy says like, oh, Shanks took it away from me because this map I found, the treasure was on the ocean floor. Now I can never travel the ocean floor. But it's like,
you can hire someone.
Exactly, dude. You're a pirate captain. You can send your crew down there, dude. You're good, man.
Yeah.
Like, and you could rise to power with this ability.
Which he did.
Yeah, exactly.
Which he did.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, there's no disadvantage except for not swimming. So just don't be too close to the edge of the boat.
Yeah. He calls it the cut fruit or something.
He calls it like chop.
Chop fruit. So like, is that like that fruit is called that, or Luffy was like, I'm gonna call it the gum fruit because it gave me the powers of rubber and gum, and then both of them, I'll call it the chop fruit because I can like, it's like I'm chopped up. Like, do they name it that afterwards? And he's like,
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, maybe there, because like it is funny to me that Buggy would just call it like a chop fruit, and that he wouldn't give it like a. It's a fun name, but it doesn't seem like this like necessarily well thought out sort of name. But I think as like a motivation or like for the character to have done that makes it funny. He's like, oh, my limbs come apart. Oh, Captain, what should we call you? And he's like, chop.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like if you ate a fruit and it made you stretch, you'd be like, oh, that must be the stretchy fruit, right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, it's like random. It's like
Yeah, so as of right now, it's my headcanon that they just kind of make it up.
Yeah. He's like, no, I ate the chop one. That's why I can chop.
Yeah. That's why I can chop. I'm going to take this nose off as soon as we get through the Buggy story, which is, we're almost at the end of. But so yeah, then Buggy, now we get that backstory. We get let into a little bit more about Shanks. And this is where Buggy's like, and I'm not going to let anybody steal my treasure. And he kind of goes after Nami, but is like taken out by Luffy in a very cool way, where he like stretches his neck all the way back and then like headbutts the fuck out of him from like far away. And this is kind of how he defeats Buggy. And because he's used his ability to like split into a million different pieces. And as he's trying to come together, like Nami, call back to this rope she had in the very beginning when she used to tie up Luffy, like has tied up Buggy's limbs and extra parts. So now he's just like this little
Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah, Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah, totally. I did like the ball kick. I was like, that's smart, Luffy.
Smart.
How'd you feel with the feet part where he grabs his feet and starts tickling them?
Oh yeah, how'd you feel about that?
Oh
part?
well, I liked it because he smashed the feet on the ground.
I did think that was like
God, death to all feet.
Yeah, the tickle one. I'm like, and then when he's like, oh, if you could just like stub all of their toes, just constantly, he's like, oh, you won.
Oh yeah. Can you imagine? Like that would be painful. That'd be more painful than a bullet.
Maybe.
Because they say, hear me out, because they say the shock of being shot like numbs your senses. So, but you stub a toe.
You're on the ground.
You're on the ground.
Yeah. And someone asks you, are you okay? And you say, no, I stubbed my toe.
This is worse than getting shot.
Okay.
That's what you tell me. The pain.
I'd rather be shot. You'd say, just shoot me.
Yeah, just shoot
Please,
me. My toe. And they're like, okay, calm down, Josh.
Please.
He says this every time.
Put socks on me, please.
Yeah. I've noticed there are a lot of feet shots in this manga.
Well, a lot of them are wearing sandals,
And you like this though.
You like this?
I can look past feet.
Do you like a good foot?
I don't. There's no such thing as a good foot. It's an oxymoron. Good foot is an oxymoron.
To some people, it's not.
It's a fact. There's no such thing as good feet, but I can look past it. People wear sandals. It's disgusting, but it happens.
People like you are insane
because we live in a society.
Imagine someone's like, I just hate hands.
That's way different, dude.
It's kind of the same thing.
It's the same thing.
And I am very specific about hands. Like I like certain hands, and I don't like other hands. I look at people's nails too.
Is there anyone's hands you like in particular?
Like you have good hands, and your nails are actually pretty nice. Like, and I'm not talking about the length or the cleanliness. I'm talking about the shape of the nails. And like, there's people have different nail shapes, and their cuticles and how far their cuticles push back. Like their cuticles are either like way down or way up, or they bite their nail. There's all kinds of. So hands are very important too.
Round of applause with my hands.
But they don't. The point is, they don't make me horny. Okay.
Okay.
Like some people get horny about.
Don't make me horny either. I just wear sandals.
Fucking gross, man. Anyway, he defeats Buggy, who was bugging, and when the village shows up, it doesn't look good. The mayor's passed out. The village is destroyed.
So funny.
It looks terrible. Yeah, but it was very funny.
Who knocked him out? Oh, I did. What? You knocked out our mayor?
It's interesting how many issues are caused by them being like, so are you guys pirates? And Luffy's just like, yes. And like, oh. Well,
Nami's like, you fucking idiot. Don't.
But I really do, where we've talked about like, playfully optimistic characters or whatever, hopeful optimistics. Like, I like how Luffy's just like, yeah, I'm also just not going to lie. But when Luffy does it, it feels to me personally like he's just deciding not to be fake. Whether it's lying to like benefit the situation, or he's like, I just don't. It just doesn't matter. I'm a pirate. I'm proud to be a pirate. So he's like, did you guys, who knocked him out? He's like, I did. Like, it's not like a big deal to him. Like, he doesn't feel like it's the opposite of manipulation. And I really like that in Luffy specifically. But it's just me, just my opinion.
We just said it's a thing he does. You're like, I like it though. I think it's good. Like, yep, we didn't say we didn't like it.
Cody says he didn't like it. I'm painting this picture. But the dog helps him out, and the villagers going after them, and the mayor wakes up, and he's like, we got to go say bye. And he has a heartfelt goodbye.
Oh, that was so sweet. The tears in his eyes.
Yes.
I was like, oh.
And
that was one short story. And then there's another short story, and then the final arc.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We can kind of power through this like short chapter just because it is just one chapter and it's like kind of in between. It's basically because I'd rather talk about the meaning and like if you guys felt like it had a meaning rather than the actual like plot points for the sake of time. So it's just about them going to a deserted island. There's a keeper of the forest who ends up being a guy named Gaimon, and he like fell into this treasure chest. He's been stranded there for years, and Luffy and the crew so far come to help him. He realizes that there's like his treasures, or he's trying to protect these treasures on top of this thing. Luffy goes up, finds out they're empty.
It's also on a Dr. Moreau island.
Yeah, where the animals look kind of like...
it's like two animals combined.
Yes. And then they have this moment where he's like, I'm glad that you're not bringing them down to me. I'm glad that you're protecting me, but I'm also moving past it. I'm going to choose to stay here. Luffy tries to invite him on the crew, and he's like, no, I want to stay here because I actually do love this island and I actually do want to protect these creatures. Now, is there any meaning that you guys took away from this chapter? Because I wrote some things down.
I thought it was just a nice story where I thought the guy was really, that was like a cool highlight for Luffy. It was like, I'm not gonna bring it down. Actually, I changed my mind. And then Nami's like, "What do you do? What we're doing?" And then the guy's like, "Oh no, it's empty, isn't it?"
Yeah.
So I did like that Luffy like try to like actually no, it's don't even worry about it. In fact,
but it's like played in that moment. It's played for like is Luffy gonna steal this guy's treasure?
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Yeah. And then no, he was just trying to be nice. But I'm pretty sure that guy knew the whole time that they were empty.
Well, see, I don't know if he says he didn't know, but he says he always had a feeling.
Yeah,
like he always thought about it. So I mean, really,
he did bring up a good point, which is like, well, we found this treasure map, so someone else could have found it before we did.
Yeah, which happens all the time.
Yeah.
What I think, like, to me, when especially like rereading it again, this is my like second read through of this. Like, it did feel like, okay, why is he telling this story between like these bigger stories? And it did feel like after this whole Buggy arc about treasure and like that treasure can be these different things to people, and all these people, these pirates are like obsessed by, especially like
he went
Buggy.
to go find treasure, and the treasure found him.
I mean, that's one way to say it.
The treasure is the animals.
The treasure is the purpose in life that he found.
Oh no, man!
Treasure. That is what you are.
Me or Cody?
You're my I was doing a song bit. You guys don't know that song?
No.
God
also,
damn it.
And also, like, can you just lie and say that we're your treasure?
I'm not fake, Josh.
Okay. I feel like it's, it's like a parable. It felt like a parable to me when I'm reading it, right? So I think it's like the idea of like, you're trapped by your own desires, right? Your desires, this treasure. He's in this treasure chest. Like he's literally trapped in and by his desire. And then sometimes like we in life, can be so fixated on like these treasures or be so like bound by them literally that we are unable to appreciate the things that are around us, which is what he was unable to appreciate anything around him. He was so fixated on the idea of this treasure. And then it was also so powerful when Luffy's like, come with me, we'll get you out of this treasure chest and we could sail. And he's basically like, no, like this is who I am now. So it's just like the idea of being like, this is a part of me, but it's a part of me I acknowledge, I accept, I'm willing to live with. But I also want to live a life of appreciation. And I want to like look beyond my desire and appreciate the beautiful things that are around me. And it just felt like such an awesome parable in between these like two cool stories. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Wow, that was really good, Josh. I just took it as a guy who fell in a chest.
I would have gotten him out of the chest.
Yeah, no, he's like, no, my body is morphed into the chest.
Not how the human body.
Ew.
You don't know. Maybe he ate the chest fruit.
Could such a thing be found?
Yes, dude. The chest
Megan.
fruit. If you get your hands on the chest fruit.
Oh my God, guys.
Sorry, Megan. It was low-hanging devil fruit.
I know, it was good.
Yeah,
it was really good. It was so good.
Yep. All right. I'm sorry. Yeah. All right.
Now, Megan, you're excited to talk about who I'm assuming your boy is.
Yes, my boy.
The Usopp.
Usopp.
Yeah. This story, man, it gets better and better. I love every character. You said that, Cody, that you felt like this character got the most like depth.
I mean, I was tearing up at his origin. So it had like a complete arc and stuff going on, and I got to see him like, he's not like insanely powerful either, so he's more grounded for me. So when he just has a slingshot, I'm like, oh, like how's he gonna get out of this mess? And it's not like he doesn't then pull out like, oh, and here's my mega slingshot.
Yeah.
So I like him and the team more.
Yeah. Like his dynamic within the team is awesome.
Yeah, he checks all the boxes for me. You get to see, why he does the things that he does in the scenes that you see him in, and it feels super satisfying. Like towards the end of this volume, I was just like, that was great. I really, really enjoyed that. And I'm so happy that he gets to be a part of the crew now that I'm like super connected with. Because I mean, we know about Zoro, we know about Luffy somewhat, and Nami, but I just feel like he just got so much more fleshed out than all the other ones.
Yeah, and I don't want to talk about the four kids and like what I grew up watching, but I remember seeing episodes with Usopp in it, and I'm not saying it was because of the dub. I'm not saying it might have just been because of the order I saw the episodes in, but I remember like kind of being annoyed by that character. So, which was why, to my surprise, upon reread the first time, and then again, of course, the second time, that I fell in love with this character. I had in my mind like, oh, this person is my number 1. This person's my number 2. This person's my number 3. And it's like Usopp was like towards the bottom of that list. But when I first like read the manga and read this story, Usopp jumped to like number 1, dude. I mean, he is so like, just like you said, like he's got a little bit of everything. He checks all the boxes. He's also like funny. He's also like the emotional moments like really work.
And what he wants makes like it's a full and realized like motivation for me that I'm like, I completely believe that you would do this. Whereas with maybe some sort of monkey character, I'm kind of like, that's the protagonist motive, sure.
Yeah, I mean, I really do like Luffy, but I can see how it could be a little bit of please hold the comments. It could be a little bit of a My Hero situation for some people where the surrounding characters become more interesting than the main character, which was like what a lot of people's issue with Deku was, mine included, or mine is.
Now I have significantly more issues with Deku that.
Oh yeah,
anime watchers will find out soon,
but not soon enough, dude.
No,
speaking of,
it's so weird because like if you talk about it and they're like, he seems fine now, I'm like, all right, in 2 years, I'll tell you, otherwise it's a spoiler.
Yeah. Oh.
So let's kind of go through this real quick. We kind of meet Usopp, who it's kind of fun that he's running through town and he is the boy who cried wolf. Pirates are coming. Pirates are coming. It's funny that even in his character design, he's a liar with a long nose. So you're obviously like, Pinocchio, boy who cried wolf. Like he's all these things like tied in, all these, what did you say? Usopp's fables tied into one thing. And like you said, there's not just a reason for that. Like, or there is a reason for that. It's not just a thing he does. And it's dynamic with the villagers too. They're like, Usopp again, like must be time to go to work. Like so fun.
Yeah, I do love him and his little crew, his little pirate crew of the kids.
I think it's like Onion, Carrot, and somebody else.
Yeah, they're
Pepper.
So cute.
Yeah.
They just run around adorable. And they're like, what are we doing today? And he's like, you guys, we're going here. And he's just like lying to them and they disbelieve it. They're like, really? Are they coming? He's like, no, they're not coming.
Yeah.
No,
he's lying. Like they like look up to him. He's like their older brother kind of figure. But the Straw Hats want to get there so that they can get food, first of all. But then once they realize that there's like a person who has a lot of money there, who we meet later, they want to go ask for a ship because they're on these like 2 small ships and they need like a bigger vessel, especially if they're going to travel the Grand Line. So they meet up with Usopp and they're like, Usopp, take us to this place. So he does, he takes them and we're jumping around, but just to get to the juicy parts. Fruit juice. He takes them there and and we meet Kaya, right? Kaya, who is this like sick heir to a fortune. She lives in a mansion. Her parents died. She has 2 servants, like a servant or a butler named Mary, and then a servant or a butler named Klahadore, I think is his name.
I gave up on guessing what his name would be.
Yeah.
It was like, wow, that is so many letters.
Yeah, it's a lot. And then like some letters you think that shouldn't even be next to each other.
Yeah, so like the glasses guy.
Yeah. And
best.
Oh, why is he the best?
Oh. Wow.
When did you start doing that?
It's a thing I always do. It's actually I adjusted too much. It's actually kind of
get it back.
Get
it back. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. But he takes him there, and of course, she doesn't know who they are. He's like, these people are looking for a boat, whatever, or a ship. And Cloudor gets there and just tears Usopp apart.
Yeah, just like, you shouldn't be hanging out with this guy. She's like, why? I can't go anywhere. What the fuck do you want me to do? And and then he just starts going off, like being really mean. He's like, your father, your mother, everyone. And he's like,
yeah, he basically gives him like the little Kylo Ren.
Totally.
Your parents are your filthy junk traders or whatever.
Yeah. He's like, you're never going to be anything but a dirty old bit, not old, but whatever. He just goes off and then they get into an altercation. And he's
well, I love that moment too. The emotional beats in it. Because, yes, on like a surface level, like Usopp does resort to violence and he gets mad because this guy's like talking shit about his dad, who he aspires and admires, or aspires to be and admires, punches Cloudor in the face. Now you have Kaya, and there are situations in this where you're feeling so angry. Like, how am I? And I connected with him too. Like, how am I supposed to shut this person up? But then all of a sudden, I hit him now. I'm the bad guy. I'm the villain because I resorted to violence or whatever.
Yeah, that's the thing where people push people just to the point where it's like, oh, but if you react in the same way, they'll be like, wow, you're
no, for real. I mean, I probably shouldn't say this in clown makeup, but I've had similar situations where like people have pushed me to a point, and this was like a long time ago when I was like way younger and way dumber. But I've been like, okay, well let's meet up, and you can say all of this stuff to my face, and then everybody's like, and then people around me go, you're crazy, dude.
Yeah, you're mad.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, you
need to like
wild.
chill out. We're just having fun.
We're just talking.
Yeah. We're literally just saying how much we hate you.
Yeah,
man,
why are you so upset?
So I really connect with Usopp there because I'm like, bro, like maybe you shouldn't have punched him in the face, but also like this guy shouldn't be talking about his family like that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I also Kaya's reaction to it is like, you've resorted to violence. I can't believe you.
I know.
And also too, like, of course, their relationship is that he shows up and he tells her lies or stories every day, which is all a story is, a good lie, right?
Yes, like what is a story but a lie in writ?
In writ. And what are our dreams?
A 3-act lie.
Is a lie not just but a dream?
Not just a dream that a man.
Is this a song now? Or
yeah.
are you guys riffing
Can we
each
finish
other?
it?
No, absolutely not.
Dreams.
Dreams are.
What are they good for?
Oh, now I don't like it.
Absolutely nothing. Cody.
Say it again.
Absolutely
Don't say it again. Oh my God,
It's the song.
And then we learn because we know that Usopp's dad is a pirate from this based on this conversation, and then Luffy's like, "Huh, I thought you looked familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Your dad is so and so," and he's like, "Yeah," and he's like, "Yeah, I know that guy," and I was like, "Ah, I love this."
Yeah, and he's with Shanks too. Shanks, he's connected all over the seas.
I know.
Yeah, and now I'm like leaning towards like, okay, I hope they got lost at sea. Otherwise, it's like, oh, you really just abandoned your kid, huh?
I do remember
the
first time reading it.
He did.
Yeah,
he totally did. He said,
I read the scene where he's in the bar and he's talking to Luffy about, he's like, I got a kid, he's about your age and yada yada, but the sea calls, and it's just like, yeah, but you don't have to answer,
Yeah,
and his sick wife.
Yeah, I got a sick wife
and a little kid. He's kind of your age.
But you got my sick wife and kid versus me on a boat with the boys. I'm going on the boat.
I'm going on the boat.
The ocean is a cruel mistress. All right.
Yeah, that's why. They show that scene of him like, oh, look, he talks about a kid all the time, and it's like, sure, but you're a bad person.
Yeah.
And I want to give. I don't know. This is like past or might be past what I've read. I don't know, but I do believe that this. I have faith that this will be a something that gets brought up again later.
Oh, I mean, because the premise is Luffy's gonna meet with Shanks again to give him his hat back, and that's the plot, right? Is he has to give him his hat back?
Well, it's just he's just kind of protecting it, kind of guarding it. It's like his treasure.
I was being kind of jokey, but that is actually the plot.
Well, it's not to get. I mean, the plot is he wants to be the best pirate. He wants to be the king of the pirates.
Yeah, I know, but the joke.
But you said you were joking, and then you said you weren't joking.
Well, he said, "Give me the hat back when you're a real pirate."
Yeah, or keep this safe for me.
Yeah. Until you're a pirate.
Until you're a pirate.
But yeah, I'm hoping there is a reason because again, like they are just you don't see them really doing anything besides like fucking around at bars.
I know that's
So you have the guy who's like, no, look, he talks about his kid all the time though.
I really do.
And then while to like another kid, he's like, he talks to other kids. He goes to other villages and just talks to other kids.
Because he can't tell adults that stuff because they're going to be like, did you abandon your sick wife and child? Yeah, but
The sea she calls.
She called me.
It's like, which wife? The sea or the old bird back home?
The one you're married to. He goes, oh yeah, I left her.
I'm married to the sea.
Isn't life a beach?
And my wife.
And my wife.
And my wife.
But also the heart wants what the heart wants. Your wife's heart failed.
It did. He's like, oh, something.
Hope my boy is okay. No, I do want to say that this will come. I do want to believe that this will come back to be a plot point, like you said, when they meet up with Shanks again, or if they cross paths.
The little thing that the dad is like a crack shot with a pistol, so then Usopp is like a really good shot with the slingshot.
Yeah,
cute.
It plays into his like boyishness.
Yeah,
it's very cool. So we, it's around this time too. Usopp's obviously lying to this girl because she can't get out of bed. She's bedridden. She's sick. But also after this
imagine being bedridden and sick when there's just nothing
No TV, no. Maybe it hurts to even write for her. She's like, ow.
No, exactly. That's why she's like, okay, where's Usopp with my stories?
Yeah. So he's really doing the Lord's work. And, after the whole violent incident happened, Klahadore, the master manipulator that he is, he goes into Kaya's room and he's like, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have really said those things. It's just like, I've looked, your parents are gone. Like, I'm the only one that can look after you. I'm the only one that has to make sure that you're protected and that you're safe. And I lost my cool and it wasn't okay. The things I said weren't okay. And it's just like a stroke of master manipulation from this guy.
Yeah, because at first it was like, oh, okay, there's like a little more depth here to this guy than I thought there was going to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because then it's like at the same time that the rest of the crew they meet like Michael Jackson, basically. Django the hypnotist.
Yes, he's totally Michael Jackson with the leg warmers and the shoes.
And the moon. He's moonwalking into town.
Yeah, he's definitely based off of MJ.
And
and then his name is just Django. And I thought I was really like, oh, are they gonna? There's gonna be a Michael Jackson pun in there. And like, no. Oh, okay, cool. All right, I guess. I mean, you clearly did him.
Yeah.
Has anyone ever tried to go by the name of DJ Ango?
DJ Ango. I don't know. I've never heard it, but I imagine it's a missed opportunity. But DJ Ango.
Put your hands up.
But then people will be like, I don't know. I like it because it also could be like people could be like, what are you? It sounds like a baby saying the word angry, kind of like
DJ Ango.
Yeah, I'm DJ Ango. I'm Ango.
DJ Ango.
Yeah, wouldn't that make a fun party?
Wouldn't that make a hilarious, fun party bit?
Yeah, and you play Turn Down for What, and people go,
I'd hire that baby to DJ my party for minimum wage.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway,
minimum or not at all.
No, I wouldn't do that. I think that it's a fun character, and this is another example of the villains being very fun. But what we get to is like, Klahadore has this moment with her, and you're like, oh, okay, maybe there's more depth, right? Then we see cut to like, Django is funny and funny character too. He's like hypnotizing people, but also hypnotizing himself in the process. But it cuts to like later, he's on a beach, and Usopp and Luffy see Klahadore and Django, the hypnotist, on a beach, and they basically overhear their entire plan, and you realize that the Klahadore is Captain, here we go, Cody, Kuro, because Kuro, Cats, Kuro, your favorite manga.
Yeah. That's what, I'm like, oh, it's just a name, but then it's our entire, so I guess this guy loved that manga too.
Yeah. That's why it's you, dude. It's not just because of the glasses thing. You're so sensitive about that, man. Fuck, but it's not that. But it's not that.
No, it's not that. His name is actually Captain.
And you're Kuro. Captain Kuro to me.
Aw.
Yeah. Underrated.
No, he's awesome, dude.
No, I meant the manga.
Oh. The manga. Yeah. Low in numbers. Performed low.
I was like, oh, got a bump of 2 listeners. Awesome. Perfect.
A bump's a bump.
Bump's a bump.
Yeah, and if you find one, you should see a doctor. But
which I have.
Which I have.
Remember?
Yeah.
The listening in bit. The classic, like, we're going to tell all of our evil plan right now. And then they, like, hypnotize Luffy, like, from the...
Oh, yeah. From the beach, and then he falls.
Yeah.
And then they assume that he's dead because no one could survive that height.
Yeah.
And he falls on his neck.
On his neck. And they're like, bye.
They're like, all right, well, we killed him. And then no one listens to Usopp, so we're good.
That was cool, too, that they're like, let him go, dude. No one's going to listen to him.
I know. And then he tried to warn all of them, and I was like, you fucker, see what you've done.
I mean, he's grabbing Kaya, too, when he gets there. I mean, he's telling the village doesn't believe him. But he's like grabbing her. He's like, all right, if you don't believe me, it's not even worth you believing me. Just come on. And he's like pulling her, and she's like, what are you doing? Like, leave me alone. And it's kind of crazy because she feels like scared.
Yeah, because he's basically telling her like, oh, that guy you've known since your family's been dead is trying to kill you. And she's like, what? How could you say that about him? I know you guys got in a fight, but that doesn't mean you can. Just like, girl.
Yeah, because Klahadore's or Kuro's whole plan is actually quite brilliant. And this is what I want to say about him. Brilliant. This is what I want to say about him too, dude. Another like interesting villain motivation, right? I can empathize with him. I might not agree with what he's doing, but I can empathize with the fact that he's like, yeah, I only wanted to be a pirate so that I could make lots of money and like relax. He's like, but part of like being a pirate comes with like being notorious and being hunted by the Navy all the time. I have no time to enjoy anything. I'm always on the lam. I'm always on the run. This is not the life that I wanted to live. So he's like, I'm going to perform this like long haul, infiltrate this family, get this girl to transfer her fortune to me. And then if I get it that way, the villagers will believe it. Everybody will believe it. I'll have created this alter ego and I could just fucking kick back.
Yeah. He also then like they show what he did and it was like one of the most evil things.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So like, he's like, what he says is like, oh yeah, I get you want to exit. But he like right after he tells that in his origin, he kills a busload of sailors.
Oh yeah. Of Navy people.
People. And hypnotizes, like brainwashes them.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that is the cruelest thing I have seen so far in this manga.
Yeah, he's like, he hypnotizes one of them to be him and the other one to be like a guy who captured him so that they could go back and like kill him off so that he'll be dead in the eyes of the Navy. And I'm like, pretty cool.
Yeah, this guy really has a good plan. And that's why he's so pissed that they're just getting in the way of it now. He's like, what the fuck?
Well,
did he eat a cat fruit? Or,
no, he didn't.
Or like, are people in this world seem to just like randomly be half animal?
Well, I mean, I think it's just, I don't think they're half animal. I think they just sort of adopted some, animalistic, it's just like the theme of their pirate ship,
Yeah, so they just take it seriously.
Yeah, but he has actual claw and like that.
No, they're gloves. They're gloves.
They were gloves?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. They looked like animal claws to me.
No,
because one of the guys earlier, the guy who like trained the lions, like, oh, no, this isn't a hat. This is like what my hair looks like with the ears and everything.
Oh, you're talking about when like in the Q&A sections when someone was asking Oda about Buggy, like, is that his hair coming out of it?
No, the lion tamer.
Oh, the lion tamer.
Yeah, so he said that. So like, oh, so some people are just part animal, and then I see the cat group. I'm like, oh, like are they like all animal
or like the sheep?
Right. Or even Mary.
Butler.
Mary. Yeah. See, I think what's really cool about it is that it's not really like a part of the story so much as it is like just like a part of the design. It's just like fun. Like I don't think that even Mary is like part goat or anything like that, but he does have the little curly things or whatever. It's just even that guy Moji the lion tamer had the little ears, but like Oda in the Q&As calls it like he's like, no, that's just his hair. His hair grows really long right there. And then shows a panel of like if that were to get longer, how they turn into bunny ears and how. But I don't think it actually has to do with any of them being animals. I think it's just like a fun addition to their design.
Okay, because I was under the impression there are fruit people and then animal people, and you can get a power from one of them.
Animal people.
Yeah, I could definitely say. I bet that's confused a lot of people too. That people have also wondered the same thing. But I think it is just a fun aesthetic design.
I mean, I did wonder about it a little bit, and then I was like, nah. I'm like, this is fun. This doesn't really matter that much.
But speaking of getting in the way of the plans, like nobody believes that Usopp's going to be able to do anything. Kalahador is like, I need to speed things up. So he's also like, it's the eve of the anniversary, the day before my 3-year plan is going to be put into motion. Mary's like, oh, Miss Kaya got you these glasses, and she because you always keep pushing them up on your face, and she finally got some that fit. And he's like, and that's where he just like throws them down.
He's done. He's done with the facade.
Yeah, he's done. He's all done.
Which anyone who wears glasses knows you would take that.
You can still enact your plan, but take the glasses.
Yeah, I know. He's so against the glass. That's another free gift for you, dude.
Yeah, that's when as a glasses wearer, I thought it took a little. That was one.
Shocking turn.
Hill
Too far.
Over the edge.
One hill over the edge.
What's the phrase?
One
clock over the cuckoo's nest.
Oh boy.
1 foot over the
Well, you just
the plank.
Yeah, sure. Walk the plank. Yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
1 foot over
the plank.
Yeah.
One flew over the plank.
Oh boy. So you took offense to that?
Yeah. that you wouldn't be like, sweet. I did
He just wanted to be evil.
But he's also like, I don't want this trinket, dude. I can buy all the glasses I want once I get that fortune.
Or maybe he was like feeling bad about what he's gonna do, and he was like,
no,
damn,
not at all.
You don't think a little bit of Smith?
No, he even said the thing about the trinket.
I do like that though, because you are like, oh, is he about to have a change of heart?
Yeah.
No, quite the opposite.
No, he was full in.
I did kind of have the feeling of like, oh, like he doesn't want to like embrace like he's about to kill them. Like,
no, even when he finally confronts her, you're like, holy shit, this guy's evil as fuck.
Yeah, but then he is just like, no, I'll just buy my own classes.
Damn. And Mary's like, bah.
Yeah. Cute Mary, dude.
But Mary's so cute.
Mary is dead. Dead.
Mary was a little lamb.
Yeah. I mean, was it supposed to be more profound? Because it's like a lamb-looking character.
You
knew that?
Yeah.
What do you mean Mary was a little lamb?
Mary had a little
the lullaby.
Yeah. He's definitely the name is based off of him being a sheeper.
Yeah.
You guys both knew that? You didn't?
Well, I mean, I feel like it was just an obvious. It was just like, and I don't mean to like take this away from you, but it's just like your reaction was so big.
Wait.
Yeah.
I don't think about I was like, oh, why? Like, because it's like, okay, people are just randomly designed like animals,
right.
And then you have a guy in the cat crew who is just Michael Jackson. So I'm trying to figure out now
because he was a cool cat.
Yikes! Yikes! Josh.
Yikes! Was
yes,
allegedly
the character then goes on to attack a group of children.
No!
Oh, he does.
Oh.
Whoa!
So I'm trying to figure out what the connection here is.
Whoa!
He does do that
because otherwise it's like, okay, it's like he wasn't like the cad of rock and roll. He was the king of pop.
He was the cat of rock and roll.
I mean, confronting the children in the woods thing. It really see that you could have proclaimed that.
Yeah, you should have proclaimed that.
I am more hyped about the Mary had a little lamb part. That you guys both knew. You were just like, not even worth mentioning.
It's hilarious that me and Josh, based off of your reaction, was like,
oh yeah,
buddy.
Yeah.
But then the Michael Jackson character attacking a group of children.
That was crazy.
That didn't occur. Okay, this just shows the different wavelengths we're
on. You just dropped a bomb on me. But kills Mary. And there's a huge fight. Yes.
Well,
what?
I shouldn't have even gave you the time.
Because
yes,
he fucking kills Mary. Fuck, Mary, kill.
Okay. I see. I appreciate the effort.
You like that? See, that's what's weird. Is like that got more respect. Yes,
I know the effort, not the result. The effort. But anyway, so also Oda does mention that it really is poop on Kuro's jacket, which is pretty funny. I think it's supposed to look like kind of like pirate hooks, but it ends up just being swirls of poop.
Honestly, half of my enjoyment comes from the Q&A.
They're so fun.
Oh, they're so fun.
Yeah. And how like someone's like, what are Nami's measurements? And then he like does like an interview with her where she like refuses to give it. He's like, I'll get it to you next time.
Yeah. It's so funny, and you can just tell he's having a good time. Like he's having a good time.
Oh yeah, totally.
Like it easily multiplies the charm of the series.
Yeah, and like the cover pages too, before each chapter of like them doing things with animals. Like they're always so cute.
Yeah,
like there was one where he's like, it was like a lemur with glasses. They're like doing a potion or something, or like a science project. They're just all so cute. And I forgot to mention, like during this, I was listening to the OST of the anime, and I was like flipping back and forth between moments and stuff, and it was really fun. It was really fun. It made me want to watch the anime just because the music is so good.
Oh yeah, and since we've put out our first video, people are like, oh, you got to check out the sub if the dubs really just don't do it for you.
But
the sub is like fantastic to me.
Yeah, but I was talking to my cousin about it because he's like the One Piece navigator for me, and I was just like, oh, I'm here now. But he's like, yeah, no, the manga is just like way better.
Oh, and
they cut a lot of
faster,
stuff.
too.
They cut a lot of stuff out of the anime, which it's weird why they do that. But who knows? Maybe I'll
Yeah,
feel the need to get that piece again.
Out of like 100 episodes, I'm like, I'm not going to watch it.
Well,
it's just too long.
The thing is, like, I didn't really think about it until recently when we were starting to do this, but like until the arc that I read was like 25, 26 volumes in, something like that. They're around 30 volumes is what I remember. And that's like kind of like a quarter of what the volumes are at now. Cause I think volume 100 is about to come out soon. So it's like, and I read all of those in a month. I wanted to read like a volume a day kind of thing. And so when you look at it like a volume a day, in 1 month, you can read a quarter of the series. You can really blow through it if you read the manga, as opposed to like having to watch 1,000 episodes or whatever.
That's just like if it was all I did, and I was like, all right, well, I have nothing else to do.
Well, it's like, how long do you think like going through a volume Like how long do you think it takes you to go through a volume 13
Like 20
chapters?
minutes.
Yeah, 20 minutes is roughly 25 minutes per episode with the intro, outro, and stuff. So it's
But you're
kind of
getting like multiple episodes from a manga.
oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And they take.
And it takes me a
liberties
little
and stuff.
longer to read a manga because I like to soak in it.
Oh, you're taking baths now?
No. I'm soaking in story.
Oh, right. You're also anti.
I'm not anti-bath. I just feel humiliated
You-
sitting naked in a tub.
Yeah, see, that's
But no one's there.
That's a you situation.
No one. You're laughing at yourself.
I'm not laughing. I'm very depressed. I'm
That's
like
the best thing for
You're just like,
you.
bath
It's a
her.
bath.
Absolutely. I don't need any more of that.
No, it helps.
I don't even want to jump in.
It helps.
It does absolutely not help. I am the most sad I've ever been after a bath. Yeah.
It's such a fun thing you can say
Yeah.
because it's like, why are you sad? Because of because you're just staring.
Yeah, I'm just laying there and I feel so disgusted by myself. Yeah.
Get a bubble bath.
To hide it.
Yeah. That's what everyone does. You think they just sit in water?
All right.
I'm just in baths and I'm like, this rules.
Yeah.
I'm glad you love yourself.
Well, I don't love myself.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm glad
baths
you're-
are
I'm
not
glad you're
for people that love
disgusted by yourself.
themselves.
I love oils.
Oils, right.
Speaking of oil, they set a little trap.
They set a little trappy.
Yeah, so we're jumping all over the
Which
place,
is
but
also hilarious.
very funny. To get a little bit back on track, yeah.
Yeah, because Usopp just gives up on convincing the townspeople.
Oh, yeah.
And tells his crew that like I was lying so that they don't get involved.
Oh, that was sweet.
Yeah.
Usopp is just such a good guy.
Sweet guy.
On
He's
one
a
level,
liar, but...
it is sweet, but you could have told them to hide.
Oh.
Yeah, but they probably wouldn't listen. They're stubborn.
They believed him though.
They believed him that it was a lie.
After he told them it, but they believed him that it was pirates that were coming.
Yeah, but I mean,
But
like,
he had faith in himself that he was going to stop the pirates from
before
coming.
they even entered the village.
Yeah, so that's why he's not like, I know I'm not going to win. Because he has everyone on his side now, so.
Especially with Luffy and Zoro and Nami, he thinks they're never gonna get to the village.
He had a sound plan,
Yeah, yeah, he did.
but he forgot it's like an island.
Yeah, they there was one sort of passage
confused, like-
from the beach up to the village, and so they just like they soaked it with oil, and then they're sitting there all waiting, and then they realize like he's like, oh man, there's another one. There's another one over there.
They had their speech here. I just thought.
Yeah, this is where they met.
This is where
Yeah.
I just thought it would be. He's
And
like,
then
damn it.
where they landed was where the main characters landed too.
yeah.
Like
When
it was
they
like
poured-
so
Yeah.
It was just so funny because then they all run over there. Like Nami accidentally pushes Zoro down the hill.
Zoro's like, I'm gonna fucking kill her.
Yeah,
He's like, sorry. And then Luffy runs in a different direction.
he can't tell directions.
No. So he just.
and that was an interesting callback to the when you see Buggy and Red Hat arguing about which is colder, the North or South Pole.
Mhm.
And then you see that Luffy ran. I just ran to where it's coldest because he said it was north.
Yeah.
Like he believes. So like
That
Red Hat
would
was
be a
arguing
thing.
that the North Pole was like colder.
That's
So
good.
he
attention to
was
detail.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's kind of bringing it back to what you were saying
Yeah.
in the callback.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I got one in.
You got one in.
Yeah. I'm gonna get gold coins and I'm gonna pass them out.
Oh,
We should have got the chocolate gold coins.
They have the chocolates are good too, but then they have like actual like plastic ones.
for puns.
Not for puns. We need to dial the pun dial.
People like this
I don't think
volume
people
pun
like 'em.
piece.
Volume pun piece.
I don't think people like them.
They do.
I don't think they
actually.
like them.
They do. You're just bugging. I already used that one.
And the
Yeah,
Pause.
queen is
And
the
then
queen is back.
And then if you
The queen is back with the same joke twice.
No.
and if we have coins, you could take them back if you do a bad joke.
Okay, give me all your coins.
I don't have any on me.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I'm just kidding, Megan. Megnion. I'm sorry.
Wow.
But this is really cool because they all make it there at different various points in time. And this fight is fun and there's a lot of fun things in this fight, but it is just some sort of a giant fight. What I really want to say and what I really love is, like I said, I love the personality that Oda gives to all of his characters, especially his villains. When there's a moment of dialogue, like at some point, Kuro's crew is even like debating turning against him because he even says like, nobody can know this. Like I was planning on killing all of you guys anyway.
That was so funny.
And so like they turn on him and say like, well, you've also been like living in a mansion for 3 years. You've lost all of your ability to fight. Like we've been sharpening our skills on the sea. And Django's like, hey, no. And he realizes that, he still has all of that.
No.
That's what Michael Jackson would
That's
do.
what he said.
he realizes that he's still as sharp as ever because when they were just talking on the beach, he was still doing this. And the reason that he does this it's because, yes, his glasses are falling, but it's because like his signature weapon is this glove with these claws on it. So he can't poke himself in the eye with the claws. So he always has to do this. So he still lives his life as though he has these claws on him constantly. And that's when Django was like, yeah, he hasn't forgot who he is. Like he's not weak. And so I just love that little attention to detail. And it's something that he's done the entire, from when we met him in the first couple chapters we met him in. Like he's always done that. And it was an interesting thing to find out it had a reason. That attention to detail is so special, man. It's something you don't get to see very often, or I don't.
Yeah, I do like his ability too. He puts up a fight definitely with like the style of it, and it's not just like he like slicing Luffy up. Like their fight. Like this was probably the best fight I think out of all of them. I like the Buggy fight too, but this one was really dope.
Yeah, it was a fun fight watching him kind of disappear, and I like the brothers.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna just kind of power through the fight, but the brothers were funny, and they had the cat moves like
just puns nonstop.
That's when it became volume pun piece.
Mm-hmm.
He pretends to be scared, and he's like, "I'm not a scaredy cat." And then he like steals something. It's like, "That's my cat. I'm a cat burglar." Just like all these cat puns, and it was funny. And also. The jokes don't feel like they overstay their welcome. Like they're there and then they're kind of gone.
Yeah.
And then one of the brothers is like put out of commission. And then the other brother, like Butchie, I think is his name, gets hypnotized and becomes like a more actual threat.
I like the hypnotizers like, oh, everyone's like, I'm going to hypnotize you and you guys are all going to be like super strong and they believe it. And I was like, that's actually a really good skill to have for an army. Like
when you can see how he
you
uses
guys aren't
it, yeah.
scared, you guys aren't tired, and you're like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah, the creativity that he uses his hypnotism powers in, or the different ways, it's like really fun, man. And I wouldn't have necessarily thought of that myself, but it is like so, when you realize it, you're like, oh yeah, that makes so much sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then I like how like he tries to hypnotize the girl. Because she's like, oh, if I could just sign the will, and she just keeps her eyes closed. Like, come on, open your eyes.
yeah.
Just how like easily you can limit it too.
Yeah, and even when he thinks that he takes out the kids, he doesn't actually take them out. And they're like, we wouldn't fall for the same trick twice. And I was like, these little kids are so cute.
I love that even in the. I think it happened in the Buggy fight too. But sometimes they'll cut to like the crew, the rest of the like evil crew. And they'll just be laying there and they'll just be talking like, we're just going to keep playing dead, right?
Yeah, just pretend to be passed out.
yeah. It's so funny.
The background characters are freaking hilarious. Like the crews.
The guy, he does his ultimate cat attack where they're like, it was a lot of like, they're doing the, oh no, he's going to use that technique. Don't use that technique. And then he like just starts cutting everyone. And like, oh, he's moving so fast. You can't tell where, but then like I'm like, oh, he just killed everyone, but then they're like, oh man, he really nicked us all.
yeah Luffy, that's where Luffy got mad. He's like, you don't care about your crew. Wah!
And then that's when, and I actually,
if I heard that voice,
it's actually not bad. But I actually looked down at my notes and realized I'm gonna have to go back and add a little note in the beginning, because this is where Luffy headbutts. That's not how he finished his fight with Buggy. That's how he finishes his fight with Kuro.
Oh, how does he finish with Buggy then?
Well, with Buggy, it is that he does his chop thing and it's like a million little pieces.
Oh, and then they tie him up.
Naomi ties them up.
Naomi ties them up.
Naomi.
Well,
Naomi.
That's what she said. That's her catchphrase.
But this is where, because what happens, and it's another funny moment, is like the opposing crew starts, because he's using that ability and he started to like hurt his own crewmates. Mm-hmm. So when he catches him, like Luffy lets him kind of strike him and then like catches him and tosses him down. So the crew starts rooting for Luffy. And Luffy like grabs on him. He's like, you can't disappear if I'm like on you. And then the crew's like, yeah, get him. And that's when he like, rubbers his neck all the way back to them. And he's like, who said you guys could root for me? And then bam, slams it into Kuro, which was really cool.
Yeah, I love that moment too.
Yeah.
We said you can root for me. Wow. It's like, sorry, dude.
And then I almost forgot too, like Zoro and Usopp's cool little interaction with Django when he's like threatening Kai and the gang, like, because Zoro was not going to get there in time. Like Zoro's like running.
He's still hurt. Also,
hurt.
he's been hurt this
He's
whole
hurt,
time.
covered in oil.
Yeah.
Pissed
Has
at
no
Nami.
idea where everyone is.
Yeah. And you think he's not going to make it in time. And even Django's like, hi, you were like a couple steps too late. And he's like, no, he's like, no, this branch was just in my way, or it's just in the way. And he slices the branch, and you realize that it was all Usopp needed to just like get that. And I'm glad that Usopp got it. I'm glad that it was like, it was like a very like exciting moment. Like, fuck, that's all he needed, and they got it. So fun. Usopp's a badass.
He's awesome. He's fucking awesome. And then we finally, was this before? No, that was before, when the whole speech where he's like, I never liked you to begin with. That was faking the whole fucking time.
Oh, yeah, I mean.
That was super emotional because she was like, huh? Like, the only person I have in my life is just telling me that he never liked me. And there's little like moments of them shopping together and eating together. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, but he was like, I was just enduring it.
Dude, that was a crazy speech.
Which is what,
like,
yeah, I mean, I
damn.
get it though, because it's like being in a relationship.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that how you took? Oh, okay.
That's how I took it. It's because I saw, him in the, he was shopping and he was holding all these bags.
Enduring it.
And he's like, I'm enduring it.
Yeah, so now you're free.
My 3-year plan is complete.
Man, yes.
And by that, I mean, it's over.
It's over. Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was very sad, you're right. And it was an emotional moment. And it's pretty much, here that we get like this like very touching resolution of this story.
Dude, I was tearing up. I was tearing up at him and his mom. I was tearing up because you find out why he goes into town and runs at the pirates, because he's always hoping that his dad was going to come back, which is also fucked up.
And he started it because he would do it to like get his mom to think that he was back.
Yeah, just to excite her, just
like,
to have some life in her
His
face.
line came from like when she's like dying. He's like, haven't you heard of that like super medicine that can heal anybody and everybody? Like, all you got to do is just go find it. And it's just
Panacea.
like those lies came from like that too. And it was just like,
and he's just crying,
boy.
like he's just tearing up, talking to his mom. He's like, he's going to come back. I'm like, no, you stop. And then we get the disband of his little crew, and that shit was very sad.
Well, it's cool too because he's like, what do you guys don't want to be pirates? What do you want to be? And one of them was like, I want to be a bar owner, and the other one's like, I want to be a writer, and the other one, I forget what the third one was. Carpenter. And he's like, then go live those dreams, and it's just like Usopp's fucking rad.
Dude, this solidified this whole Usopp journey. I'm very excited to see what he has to offer in the story and how he's gonna change, because he's so good. He's already so good.
I also love how like when we first met him, he like wanted to join the crew and they were like, no.
Yeah.
And then at the end, he's like, he doesn't assume that he's going to be, he wants to be asked, but he's not assuming. So he kind of like packs his own stuff up. Mary is alive and gives them like his ship, which is why it has a little, sort of like antler looking things on it. And it's the Mary Go. And Usopp's like, I'm just going to set off on my own. And they're all like, come on, man. What are you doing?
I know. And then he digs his huge backpack and he packs it all up, and then it like rolls down the hill. And then he's like, damn, this is just for adventures to come. And I'm like, Usopp!
And then to the whole line,
Stop.
the line point when he's like, oh, I see what you did. The line point when he finally set sail and Kaya's like, no, I expected this was going to happen. I expected this to happen. Like I knew, like I want you to go. Like I want you to experience all these things.
I want you to go.
I want you to go. But it was very beautiful because like Mary's like, something about it being hard and about lying. And you basically find out she's like, I didn't want him to go. Like but you have to, just be supportive of the people you care about. And it was just like another touching moment. It's like, bam, emotional moment. Bam, 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 on top of each other. And it makes for like a really good conclusion to a story. And an awesome introduction to a crewmate.
Yeah. Yeah.
He had the best introduction.
Definitely.
Because I'm on his side now.
Yeah.
And he's just so energetic and so nice and funny. Freaking awesome.
So awesome.
Awesome. Just wrapped in a little bow. Usopp gang.
Usopp
Rise
gang.
up.
So we're going to just get through the rest of this really quick because it feels weird to kind of like go through it all in like super detail because the Usopp story kind of wraps up perfectly. And then we kind of just start the Sanji story a little bit. But that's what we're going to cover mostly from that point on in our part 2 video. But just to kind of like catch up to where we read up to So they need a chef now because they meet two characters. Basically, I think their names are Yosuku and Johnny, and they're brothers who are bounty hunters, and they know Zoro, and basically one of them has scurvy, and they realize like, oh man, it's dangerous if we just keep eating all these like spoiled foods and things. Like we need someone who can properly, because the ship is stocked. Like Kaya and Mary have stocked it for them, but he's like, but if we don't know how to properly prepare this, it could be bad for us. So we need to get a chef. And they go to this like floating restaurant.
Awesome.
So cool.
So cool. Very cool. I want to eat there.
Me too. This is a character, by the way, Sanji's introduction is so fun. And this is a character that I thought was my favorite. I thought Sanji was my favorite.
No, it's the chef.
Well, the chef is really cool too.
Yeah.
Chef Zeph.
Chef Zeph.
Chef Zeph. But, you know, and he still is. But I mean, Usopp, come on.
Dude, yeah, I don't know. I don't know who could beat him out of #1 spot right now for me, but it's going to be hard.
Yeah, because we don't even get Sanji's like full. We just get like what we really just get here is like the chaos of this restaurant. This like interaction because a naval ship with a guy named Lieutenant like Iron Fist Full Body. You know what I mean? He's got that full body.
Oh, I like that name.
Like shoots a cannon at them and Luffy tries to deflect it, but it ends up going into the restaurant. And so Chef Zeph is like, look, you got two options. You can work for me and pay it off for a year, or I'll take one of your legs. And it's so hilarious when Luffy finds him, by the way. He's like, oh my God, I blew your leg off. And he's like, no, it was already like that. And so now Luffy's trapped. And the reason I'm like powering through is because we're going to delve way more into this in our part 2 video. But yeah, Luffy's trapped there. There is this like, Sanji makes a fool out of this like lieutenant who's trying to impress this woman.
Mm-hmm.
Which have you ever guys been at a restaurant, like either a waiter tried to hit on you while you were on a date, or
all the time?
Yeah. Really, truly?
No, never.
Oh, you never go out to eat on dates?
Actually, I don't know. They thought the waiter was like hitting on me, but like I knew them.
Oh.
And it was cool because like the girl like went like, oh yeah, we hang out all the time. I'm like, oh, are you jealous? That's insane.
Yeah.
But no, I just know her.
Oh. Yeah, I've definitely been to a restaurant where a waiter tried to hit on the girl I was with, for sure.
Oh, on the girl.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, if you that's just what they do.
That takes a lot of guts.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? It's embarrassing for you.
I mean,
yeah. Why did you let?
Because what is she just gonna be like? Oh,
it's embarrassing for me. Yeah.
I have to go. With
oh yeah.
this
I mean,
waiter.
did she?
Well, I also did, and this is way too much of a tangent, but I also told you guys a story of when I went to an escape room and one of the actors in the escape room hit on the girl I was with.
Oh yeah, that one is a little crazy too.
Was it the same
I think
girl,
they
or
numbers.
is this just a thing with you?
I think it's just a thing with me. Anyway,
because I had the opposite. Like it was, yeah. The waitress, she wasn't hitting on me. I just knew her.
Okay,
Yeah.
Cody.
No, but like I'm trying to specify because I thought that's what he was asking.
No.
And I'm not bragging. I specifically am saying she wasn't hitting him. I'm like, okay, Cody, you're bragging. I'm not.
All right,
No.
Cody.
I'm doing the exact opposite of bragging right
No,
now.
it's
Okay, dude.
maybe she was sitting on you.
Maybe she
No,
absolutely-
I just knew her.
She was.
Maybe she was. Look, I love how Sanji puts this guy in his place. I love how this guy's like, oh, is this the, this has a bouquet and notes of like lavender or whatever. And Sanji's like, no, dude, it's not that. And he's like, but I planned this out with the chef before,
Well, that's every wine taster is lying.
For sure.
No, they've done studies.
I believe it.
Yeah, they're all lying. You can't tell the difference.
But I believe you can't. There's some, obviously, you can't get hints of things. You can train.
But they've also we put this cheap wine in this bottle, and this expensive bottle, and this expensive wine in this cheap bottle. And I go, yes, this is fantastic. It's wonderful. And this is garbage. And it's like, so it's a whole like personality based on like that bottle looks nice.
Oh, for sure. I mean, the way that they, sell them and price them and brand them. Yeah.
Yeah. There's also people that'll do that with coffee. Where like, oh, it has cherry undertones. And it's like, shut up.
It's like, yeah.
Give me the caffeine. Right?
Give me the caffeine.
Yeah.
Put it straight in my veins.
You sip coffee and you're like,
Yeah, you just like swish it around in your mouth.
Yeah, that destroys your
teeth.
Yeah.
But
that's what I'm really against.
Yeah, me too. I need to get better teeth. But it's so funny. He puts him in his place. He's like, nah, man, it's not that. And then, so the guy tries to get back to him. And look, I mean, you're talking to a guy, lots of server and serving experience. He tries to put a fly in his soup. And he's like, what's that? Look, waiter, get over here. He's like, first of all, I told you I'm not a waiter, I'm a chef. He's like, what is this fly doing in my soup? Sanji, classic Sanji. He's like, I don't know, the backstroke.
Yeah, I know,
classic
I know.
French. That's waiter sketch.
Yeah.
I love it though.
Yeah, I didn't say it was.
Yeah,
bad.
right when he said that, I was
don't know why
this
you don't
is
like it,
Josh's
but I like it.
favorite character.
It used to be.
Oh, so you're claiming that now?
Oh, I've read way past this, and it was heartbreaking to find out that like as much like I still love him, but as much as I thought I loved him, like I really love. And we'll save it for the very end.
Oh, my uncle did the fly in the soup stuff.
Oh, you probably worked. Probably worked.
Yeah, it does. It's like everyone knows what you're doing, but like the whole thing is, they're not actually going to argue against it. Like,
They can't really.
Yeah, they're like, all right, here's your $15 back. Just go away,
loser. Yeah.
Yeah, you goddamn. Yeah.
Wow.
You broke bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing you can really do. But Sanji has a cool moment. I mean, we're starting to meet all these new characters. The chaos is ensuing.
I'm realizing, how many other times have people hit on your girlfriends while you're dating them?
We'll unpack it, but it's a lot.
Like, was it just those 2 times?
No.
Why does that? Why?
I don't know. I look like I look like I can be taken from.
And
yes.
you're right.
Okay, we're almost done. Look, we're getting into this new setting, this new crewmate. Chaos is happening. Someone else breaks in. We hear of this pirate Krieg. One of his crewmates is escaped from the brig and is trying to eat, but he has no money. And so they, Patty Cook, who's this other character, and we're gonna get way deeper into it in the next part. Basically beats the shit out of him, throws him out back, and Sanji's like, nah, man, you're hungry, and a chef's job is to feed, so I'm going to feed you. And Luffy's like kind of looking and goes, that's my chef. And that's where we end. We're going to get way more into Sanji and all the new members of the cast that we're introduced to in the next part. But that's going to do it for our part 1 East Blue volume done piece. Some questions really quick. How much time do we have? Some questions that I have really quick for you guys is... as of right now, who's your favorite character or your favorite crew member? Right now, it's only really, we've only got Sanji's introduction, and I want to see how this changes over the course of like this East Blue journey that we're embarking on. But like, so we have right now just Nami, Sanji, Zoro, Usopp, Luffy, obviously. But who's your favorite so far? I feel like it's going to be
Usopp.
Yeah.
100%.
For main characters, him, but I love that chef that was yelling about the customers always right.
Yeah.
He was the most like, the humor landed like every time for me.
Yeah.
He was hilarious.
You're talking about the big guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Patty Cook, I think.
Patty Cook.
Yeah.
I think he was the best. Sometimes the humor, I'm like, that's poop. But with him, like, I thought all of it landed.
Yeah, he's very funny because he also looks like he's just trying really hard to get it right.
Yeah.
In the mirror, he's like smiling
And
and
he-
working
yeah.
on his customer service.
Everything he says is like an insult, but he's trying to like do it. Yeah.
Now I get it. Why he would relate to
Oh.
that. Yeah. Because you try to talk sometimes, it's like, are you trying to fight or what?
No, I'm just depressed.
Okay. Don't make it sad, dude. I'm the one who can't take baths.
Aw.
Don't awe it.
Yeah, Usopp for sure.
Yeah.
Usopp for sure. I think probably Zoro second.
Yes. And then if you had to put someone at third, who would you put at third?
Probably Luffy.
Put him over Nami, over so far what you've seen of Sanji.
I think so. I feel like I can. I feel like I'm going to like Nami more as I get to know her more. But as for right now, that's my list.
Your list is my list, Megan.
Luffy's at the bottom for me.
Oh,
So, but he's not even third then. So if you had to say like 1, 2, 3, descending order.
Main characters.
Yeah. Crewmate.
Okay, Usopp,
Mm-hmm.
Zoro,
Mhm.
Nami.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Like, I really am like, I don't see why I should care about Luffy.
I love him, man. See, that's a hopeful, optimistic, or an optimistic protagonist that I can root for.
Mm.
None of this now and then, here and there bullshit. That character infuriated me. Whereas Luffy, I get it. I'm rooting for him. I believe it. I want him to succeed.
Well, it's definitely a different setting. It's completely.
He's
it's
not dealing with the ramifications
Yeah,
of
no,
anything.
he just wants to be a pirate, Josh. It's
Neither is
complete-
the main character now, then, here and there. He's not dealing with the ramifications of anything.
child slavery.
He's never been a child slave. I'm sorry.
He was.
He kind of was.
For a day, and now he's an expert on it. Get out of here.
You gotta
He
have
never claimed to be an
No,
expert.
you
on
get
it.
out of here, Cody. I'm just kidding, Cody. Stay.
But I'm excited. I mean,
I didn't mean to cut you off.
like I said, someone commented on our first video and was like, "Oh, is she cosplaying Doflamingo?" And I had to like look who that is up, and it was a One Piece character, and I was like, "Oh yeah," but like, there's so many fucking characters. Like, there's so many characters.
We haven't even met
who's the guy? Who's the skeleton guy with the afro? I don't know.
Brooke, so awesome.
I know Chopper because he's cute. But I don't know where he chimes in. Like, there's so many people. I'm so excited to meet all of them because if they have an introduction, it's good as fucking Usopp. But it's just gonna be so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just every character besides Luffy has been given a thing where they're like, this is what I want to do. And I'm like, that makes sense to me.
But
and then with Luffy, it is that I want to do this because I heard like I heard stories and it's something I want to do. But like when you compare that to Usopp, who's like, my dad's a pirate, probably want to find him at some point. Nami wants to buy an island. Zilla wants to like fight. Like I'm like motive wise, it seems like he's the hero. So
Luffy wants to show Shanks that he's capable of being a good pirate. That's mainly his thing. That's why he wants to be the king of the pirates, or like wants to get the One Piece, because he wants to be like, Shanks, look, you taught me well and I did good for myself and I'm a pirate now. And I'm a pirate the way I want to be and not how everyone's telling me how to do it.
Yeah, I mean, and from a story point of view, I kid, Cody, I kid. I get why you would feel that.
But Luffy's not my favorite.
I get why you would feel that way. From a story point of view, like, yes, there are people who have like clearer, more interesting motivations for the things that they do. But I still find him fun. And that's in my opinion.
It's just going to the My Hero thing. It's like, yeah, like he does want to impress this guy that he met
All Might
a couple of times.
All Might and Shanks, yeah.
Yeah. But then you meet a character who's then like, and I want to do this. And I'm like, well, I want you to succeed. You know, like, oh, you have if you compare like, oh, like you have a complicated relationship with your dad who is also doing this compared to like, I want to show him I can also be a pirate.
Does Luffy have
and
a dad?
what happens if you don't?
I can't say anything.
Yeah. So like, yeah, maybe like maybe they'll do the whole like flashbacks later.
Let's just say we're going to meet some people from Luffy's past.
Yes, Luffy the Great Ape.
Luffy the Monkey.
Did not deserve
Yeah, don't give him all that.
Don't give him
Don't give him all that.
I really enjoyed that. I really did.
This is why I never know what's gonna fucking land here. I'm like,
I know, it's really
the Great Ape, and she's like, yes, that's so good. I'm like, what the
She's like, get this man a Netflix special.
Oh my god, Luffy the Great Ape.
It's gonna be really fun where the story goes. I also wanted to mention that yes, there is a, when she's Nami's sort of going through like Johnny and I think his name is Yasuku's or whatever his name is, going through his like their like bounty posters, like you could see the silhouette of somebody and then she gets very freaked out. So that's going to come into play a little later too. Where this story is going to go, we're at the tip of the iceberg. It's going to get so much better. We're going to meet and it's already great, but we're going to meet so many more like lovable, awesome, fun characters. And I can't wait to continue this. Without getting too much into feelings in this episode, we want to let you know that in our part 3, we usually do like comments and corrections. So we'll save a little part of that video. We'll do less volumes. We'll cover less volumes so we have more time to talk about what you've had to say, what you've felt about reading these volumes, this arc, and to also like allow us a little bit more time to express like our final thoughts on this arc as a whole. So we're going to really save that like bigger final thoughts conversation to the end of part 3. But that's going to do it for this part 1. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sailing the seas with us.
Here she blows.
There she blows. And speaking of sailing and our crewmates, we got to thank our wonderful, beautiful, amazing crewmates, our Patreon members. Thank you guys so much. You guys are like, if you guys were a devil fruit, you'd give me the power of love.
Oh,
and yeah. And thank you to all of you guys. You guys are the absolute best. You guys are amazing. You allow us to continue to expand and to grow and to put all of the things, all of our energy into. I don't know what you're doing. Put all of our energy into making this show the best it could be. And it's because of you that we can even do that. So thank you guys so much. And thank you to everybody who watches, supports by liking, commenting, subscribing, thumbs upping, anything, which you can all do for free. We really appreciate that. Algorithm gang and all. You guys are the freaking best.
Gang.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. I'm going to go wash this makeup off. But the only thing, or keep it on forever.
No, yeah, keep it on. We're going to go out to eat. I think it'd be a nice touch.
This is your true face.
Yeah,
You're
what
right,
do you mean wash it off?
but I can't let anybody else know this about me.
Yeah, so you mean you have to go put your normal makeup on.
I misspoke.
I have to put your glasses on.
Take your normal pills.
Nothing.
Take my normal pills. Yeah, I was gonna make a joke. Anyway,
what joke were you
What
gonna make?
joke?
nothing.
What kind of pills?
Just normal.
Wait a minute.
Wait. The only thing we have to do now is to get out of here on our outro. That's always the same and never changes. And remember, if you've made it this far, live show tomorrow, 1 o'clock, Food Wars. If you've made it this far, you're not going to want to miss it. Spicy food. We're going to have a blast. But the only thing left to do now is to get out of here on our outro. That's always the same and never changes, which today is going to be Megan, fire off some outros.
Usopp, more like don't stop and
Love
give
it.
me more One Piece.
You can say you can end him. You can just don't have to keep going.
Usopp, more like don't stop with the One Piece.
Usopp, more like don't stop. You know, it just could end there.
Okay. Usopp,
What do you think, Cody?
more like.
No, Cody. What do
Okay,
you think?
Cody, yeah.
Sure. Let's
No, do you have any?
Okay, go ahead. Get
One
more.
Piece, more like. Okay, you don't like the more likes. Okay.
Gum more like.
Not again, Cody.
Oh,
Not
don't
again.
make her laugh again.
Not again.
Gum fruit, more like.
More like what, Megan?
Which fruit did you eat? Oh, you had the chop, you had the gum. Me?
Yeah.
Oh, mine.
Was the famous.
It was, we all know.
Yes.
Shit.
Usopp, more like don't stop.
Until next time. We be bugging to read more One Piece.
Oh my God, Megan, no longer.
I think bugging.
You like that one?
Yeah.
Well, different tastes.
We're
different
buggy
palates.
for One PC.
Well, now I've gone completely off board.
I like Usopp, more like don't stop.
Okay.
Usopp, don't stop, can't stop, won't stop.
It's
Okay,
like don't
yeah.
stop. Yeah.
Don't stop. Please
All right.
don't stop.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And until next time,
Usopp,
more like
don't stop.
Can't stop, won't stop. Gotta keep reading. It's our own One Piece rap.
Gotta keep going to get the One Piece.
It's the
Without
one-
a One
yeah.
Piece, it won't happen.
Now, Josh, if you really need your penises in your eyes.
Oh my God, Megan.